5 on your side at 10 starts now.
Cold breeze, then a hard freeze. The change is coming this weekend that will make you appreciate the mild weather we have now.
Selling North City, the push to flip tornado devastation into the American dream for St. Louis families. Our top story, the now historic government shutdown standoff, putting the squeeze on Americans.
This is becoming a humanitarian crisis.
Now holiday travel and the bottom line of grocers are threatened.
What's happening is hurting everybody's pocket.
The U.S. government shutdown is now the longest in American history. The 36 days of stagnant talks in Washington is having more of a ripple effect across the country. Good evening, I'm Mike Bush. Kelly Jackson has the night off. Tonight, fresh off some big election wins, Democrat leaders are now calling on Republicans to negotiate. This as President Donald Trump is urging GOP senators to use a nuclear option to reopen the government by abolishing the filibuster. Democrats continue to push for health care provisions and blame the president for the pain Americans are feeling. Republicans want to reopen the government before negotiating.
By not reopening the government, he's also taking away food support for people. So health care and food are disappearing because this president, frankly, doesn't want to talk to anybody.
The shutdown needs to end. And in my state, I can just tell you, it is really hurting real people. This is why I've offered a bill to pay those SNAP benefits, because people need the assistance, 42 million people. I mean, this is becoming a humanitarian crisis.
We have live team coverage tonight of the growing concerns this impasse is having on millions of Americans, including your family, friends, and neighbors struggling to survive as the days and weeks go on. We started airport with Thanksgiving travel just weeks away. The Federal Aviation Administration announced a 10% reduction in flights at dozens of high-traffic airports. The FAA is blaming fatigue for air traffic controllers working long hours with no pay. It comes as an airline trade group predicts holiday travel will be at an all-time high. 5 on your side's Laura Barczewski is live at the airport with how this turbulence will affect St. Louis travelers. Laura.
Mike, the FAA did not release the full list of impacted airports today. That is coming tomorrow. But even if St. Louis is not on that list, travelers leaving out of Lambert will likely be affected in some way, whether that's their connecting flight or their main destination. For more than a month, air traffic controllers and TSA agents have been on the job without pay as we approach the busiest travel time of the year.
We are starting to see some evidence that fatigue is building in the system in ways that we feel we need to work towards relieving some of that pressure.
An FAA union leader says air traffic controllers are resigning, calling out and working second jobs due to the government shutdown.
They're calling and saying, I don't have child care today. What do you want me to do? I can't pay for it. I can't pay for the gas and I can't pay for my utilities. How would you like me to handle this to the employer?
They're starting with a 10% reduction in flights at 40 different airports.
We are going to use data. The data will dictate what we do. Again, if the data goes in the wrong direction, could you see additional restrictions? Yes. If the data goes in the right direction, we will roll this back. But it's going to be data-driven, safety-driven.
So what does that mean for travelers? Longtime Brentwood travel agent Susan Hackenjoss says they're already helping clients navigate this, advising them to do as much as they can online before getting to the airport, like checking in, paying to check bags, and making sure your flight's on time.
If you have to wait in line to speak to somebody, I would try and do everything you can to get around to that, because they'll be backed up too.
She also suggests snagging those early morning flights and getting to the airport earlier than you ever have.
It was advised this morning that people are taking at least 3 hours in some cases to get through TSA in some of your larger airports.
If you're having trouble navigating some of this, sometimes it's better to just get a travel agent because they have more access to flight information. And again, the FAA does plan to release all of the impacted airport lists tomorrow. Reporting live from Lambert International, I'm Laura Barczewski, 5 on your side.
Tonight, grocery stores in our area are bracing for a dip in sales due to reduced SNAP benefits. Brent Solomon continues our live team coverage after talking to store owners concerned about where food stamp recipients will turn to put food on the table. Brent.
Well, think about it, Mike. If you're used to getting SNAP benefits to provide fresh food for you and your family, and now you don't have it, you may go to places where your buck will stretch the furthest. And chances are that may not be from the most healthy sources.
75% of our fresh products are from local farmers. Our meat are from local producers.
At the new Be Well Cafe and Market in the city's Hyde Park neighborhood.
60 to 70% of our sales at the farmers market were EBT participants.
Owner Fatima Muhammad fears the government shutdown will cause those who need fresh food to settle for whatever they can afford.
So they're spending their money, their cash money, places where it may go further, but the product is not the same.
Her store isn't the only one concerned about the shutdown.
We sell a lot of snow crab legs, royal red shrimp, lobster tails, lots of bratwurst, chicken breast, ground beef.
Over at the fruit stand in Manchester, they're feeling the effects of reduced SNAP benefits.
Yeah, I would say definitely over the past few weeks, for sure. It's been, I think I've gotten 2 or 3 transactions, and it's typically, 10, 15 at least a day, depending on the day of the week. During the holidays, everybody eats. That's what, holidays are all about. If you don't have, money to eat, and, the holidays are upon us, so it'll definitely affect the bottom line and everyone.
It's why Muhammad is doing something to help local federal workers who aren't getting paid. Later this month, when those workers spend $50, the store will match another $50 in groceries.
That's going to hurt your pocket.
What's happening is hurting everybody's pocket. So that's the thing. I can't just say, oh, I'm going to take a hit. We're all taking a hit. But the way we get past that is we all support each other and level up.
Be Well Cafe will start that promotion come November 10th. Those government workers who aren't getting paid right now will have to show a valid government ID. Live downtown, Brent Solomon, 5 on your side.
Affinia Healthcare is helping those who rely on SNAP benefits. The healthcare provider distributed food today at its clinic on South Broadway. Employees say they've seen the growing need firsthand. Affinia will host another food drive Friday outside its clinic on Biddle Street in North City. And we've compiled a full list of food donation and distribution sites in the region. Just text the word food to 314-425-5355 and we'll send you a link to your phone. The government shutdown is not stopping St. Louisans sickened by nuclear waste from getting compensation from the government. Leaders from Just Moms STL says around 50 people have received money under the Radiation Exposure Compensation Act. The law provides funds to those exposed to radioactive materials dumped in the St. Louis area. Applicants have received anywhere from $25,000 to $50,000.
Oh, for some, it's their lifeline, People are losing their homes, their cars, bankruptcy every day because they can't afford cancer. I think that this is important because it is validation that this is a real program and that this is really happening.
St. Louis County says 300,000 people are eligible to apply. So far, only about 3,000 applications have been submitted. Despite a lack of federal funding, the Gateway Arch will once again welcome visitors. It closed this week after reopening for the landmark's 60th anniversary. The Jefferson National Parks Association has secured a new round of funding from nonprofits to reopen both the Arch and the old courthouse. Both will be open every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday between November 7th and November 23rd, along with November 26th, 28th, and 29th. The death toll from a UPS cargo plane crash in Kentucky is now at 12, and the latest victim recovered, believed to be a child. Today, crews and investigators scoured the charred wreckage and debris field that extends more than a half mile, looking for more potential victims and clues. As Cheryl Hubbard reports, a crucial piece of equipment has been recovered.
It's completely heartbreaking.
Officials don't expect to recover live victims, but they have recovered the plane's black boxes.
We have identified the cockpit voice recorder and the flight data recorder. This is what is commonly referred to as a black box. But we feel comfortable once we get these to our lab in D.C. that we will be able to get a good readout of the applicable data.
Graphic video shows the moment the MD-11 transport aircraft operated by UPS erupted into flames shortly after takeoff around the Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport, leaving multiple people dead, likely including the 3 crew members who were on the flight, according to the mayor. Videos from the scene show flames in an auto recycling yard and semi-truck lot in an industrial area nearby.
Right when she was FaceTiming me, a massive explosion occurred, and she said to me, the scrap office blew up.
One local businessman says the unthinkable happened.
I would have to imagine it is what a war zone looks like. All of our buildings in the path of the airplane are destroyed.
The crash taking place in the midst of the continuing government shutdown, where staffing issues are affecting hundreds of air traffic control facilities. Although the cause of the crash has not been determined, the transportation secretary said it is not related to the shortage.
This was not an air traffic control issue. It appears that it was a mechanical issue. Everyone's been clear on that. That is not speculation.
Sherelle Hubbard, 5 on your side.
Kentucky's governor has declared a state of emergency in Louisville. Passenger flights have resumed at the airport. However, only one runway is currently open. Raising up neighborhoods razed by a devastating tornado.
North St. Louis isn't dying, it's waking up.
The rebuilding effort in North St. Louis, investors call a perfect storm of opportunity.
It wasn't necessarily about returns, it was about providing quality housing for people that need it.
School of Soccer, the first of its kind academy in Soccer City, where students master their skills and the books.
A little give and go on the pitch this weekend as a shot of Arts Care slips out of Canada into our region. While we'll be layering up Sunday and Monday in just 6 minutes.
Nearly 6 months after the May 16th tornado devastated North St. Louis, a local real estate company is working to restore neighborhoods and bring communities back to life. The goal, to secure housing for those who need it. Tonight, 5 on your side's Brent Solomon talked to those selling North City to investors.
North St. Louis isn't dying, it's waking up.
It's an attention-grabbing social media post.
They call it disinvested, they call it forgotten. But what if I told you the narrative is changing?
To capture the eyes of investors willing to build up North City.
The kind of opportunity you can't find south of Delmar.
Antoine Lawrence owns Ascend Real Estate Advisors. He and his team of agents are on a mission.
Everyone looks at the pretty stuff, but I like to showcase, the promise and the hope.
For Lawrence, it's personal. He was born and raised in St. Louis.
Wow, oh my goodness.
Nearly 6 months since an EF3 tornado destroyed much of the north side, he hates to see all of the devastation still on display. So he's landed investors who are willing to get to work.
They put a new roof on, they replaced all the windows. The next thing for them to do is to work on tuck pointing.
This tornado-damaged home in the Academy neighborhood recently purchased. It's being renovated so a new family can move in.
They wanted to see improvement in the neighborhood.
Just down the road,
the roof is missing. A tree fell through the roof.
Another buyer.
They love the historical architecture that is here.
The reality here, storm-damaged homes are becoming more affordable, but the cost to fix them up can cost hundreds of thousands of dollars.
It wasn't necessarily about returns, it was about providing quality housing for people that need it.
Community advocates have made it clear they don't want the cultural fabric of historic communities lost as momentum builds to restore the North Side.
There are people who have been here for generations and have never left home. This is home, and we need to make sure it stays that way. So it's that model for revitalization that doesn't have to mean gentrification, but that engages community participation to just be a part of growing that space.
Remember Centennial Church in Fountain Park? It's where a beloved church member died in the storm. The church is now raising money to manifest a bold vision, not just rebuilding the facility, but also creating a community medical clinic and affordable housing here. This as the city plans to invest $2.5 million of RAM settlement money for developers and private landlords to rehab vacant property for tornado survivors to move into by the end of the year.
So the question isn't why should you invest in Old North St. Louis? The real question is how long can you afford not to?
Another good reason Lawrence is pitching North City.
You got the Del Mar Maker District you could throw a rock at. You got Central West End. You got so much promise and so many great amenities that you can walk to.
To buyers ready and willing to breathe new life here.
There's beautiful homes here just like there is South City or western parts of the city. I think in general, though, investment in a neighborhood that needs it is most important.
For years, business and community leaders have said investing in the north side would help eliminate what's been known as the Del Mar Divide, disinvestment of north of Del Mar Boulevard. Lawrence is calling on investors in the region to look at North City, saying when one part of our city thrives, the whole area thrives. Tonight, more FEMA funding is being deployed to St. Louis to help with tornado debris removal. Senator Eric Schmidt announced $59 million of the $180 million secured for cleanup has been unlocked. The funding includes the help of the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell joined us now with the weather impact forecast with cooler days, even chilly days ahead.
I'd say downright cold.
Cold.
Yeah, we get into Sunday and we're talking temperatures dropping to near freezing in the morning. Problem is Sunday afternoon, we are not climbing out of the low 40s. We'll be lucky to stay in the low 40s Sunday afternoon. Wind chills will still be in the 30s and we drop into the 20s Monday. So some big changes are definitely on the way. We had one cool front come through today. We've dropped back to 48 degrees now in St. Louis under a clear sky. I bet you didn't even know that front was coming through today because it was bright and sunny and it was warm. We made it up to 70 degrees. Now 48. That's the new low temperature for the day. The morning low was only 57. Tomorrow morning, it's more like reality. 30s to around 40. There will be some frost on the windshields, especially north and northeast of St. Louis with the light wind around as we have the clear sky and plenty of sunshine tomorrow for another fairly quick warm up. We'll jump through the 40s in the morning, back into the mid 50s by 10 o'clock. Since we've gone back to standard time, your temperatures generally warming an hour earlier, and we're topping out in the mid 60s tomorrow afternoon. So doing some construction, whether it be in North St. Louis, whether it be from the May storms, the March storms, looking good tomorrow, looking good Friday, looking good Saturday. This doesn't look good though. That's cold Arctic air, and it's the first big blast of it we will have this year. We sure know that there will be more coming, but this first one is rolling in here on Sunday, and the core of the cold is right on top of us for Monday morning. That will be our coldest morning since March 6th of last year. We're in the low to mid 20s out the door. It won't take much for wind chills to be in the teens. Monday and Tuesday morning both are cold with hard freeze likely for all of us. You'll need the hat, the gloves, drain those garden hoses before the cold air starts coming in on Sunday, because it won't be pleasant on Sunday either with the breeze and those chilly temperatures. There's a chance as we go into Friday of seeing a couple of sprinkles. Most of the rain is well to our southeast later in the day. As we go into the weekend, it's this next front that comes in. This is the Clipper system. This brings the Arctic air. That's what really gets us cold as we go in through the day on Sunday. Again, lucky to be in the low 40s Sunday afternoon with wind chills in the mid 30s, 43 degrees on Monday after that hard freeze. And then the cold air eases a bit. We're back to around 56 on Tuesday and close to 60 again by the end of the week. The one thing you don't see in this forecast, and you won't see in this forecast anytime soon, is really any substantial rain chances. We just don't see much opportunity for rain as we head through the next several days.
But it's a roller coaster ride for temperature.
And it's a big whirly whoop-de-doo there as we go into Sunday.
All right, Scott, thanks. Frank is here with sports.
Mike, if you didn't think it could get worse for the Blues, you were wrong. It wasn't much better for SLU soccer, and I'm going to show you a really cool new soccer school for all soccer lovers in the area. We have many entries, but I think it's the worst game of the year. If you factor in the glimmer of hope given to us after the win Monday, and then this wipeout in Washington, yep, this is the most brutal blowout for the Blues this season. Midway first period, Caps on the power play. John Carlson shoots it. Tom Wilson deflects it, 1-0 Caps. Early second, and this is the great Alexander Ovechkin having another historical moment. Off the board and almost a no-look backhand to beat Jordan Binnington. It was goal number 900, and the place erupted. Check this out. Binnington stuffs the puck in his pants. The ref says, "You can't do that. Give me the puck, Jordan. Give it to me right now." Braden Shen showed some heart. This team lacks it. Caps win 6-1.
From the drop of the puck, we got the puck 10 feet before the red line in the first 5 seconds of the game, and we iced it. We weren't ready to play. We weren't ready to start on time, and we got worse after the first period.
This 5 on Your Side St. Louis City SC coverage is sponsored by Together Credit Union.
Today, City SC introduced their new sporting director, Corey Ray. Unlike his predecessor, he's loaded with MLS experience working in Montreal, Columbus, and he won 3 cups with Toronto. What is Corey looking for in a coach?
If you do not have someone who is going to have high character and be a good person, I think we stop the process there. How do they use, film? How do they communicate with the players? How do they break down the match reports? How comfortable are they using some form of data? And do they feel like they are able to sit with a group and work collaboratively?
To Herman Stadium, A10 semifinal matchup. The SLU women really need to beat Rhode Island to have a chance of making the NCAA tourney. Hannah Larson with a wonderful goal to give the Billikens a 1-0 lead. But it was all Rhode Island after that. They win it 4-2. SLU had won the conference 7 straight times. So we know we live in a soccer hotbed. It's about to get hotter. With the help of photographer Randy Schwenkert, we give you the story. We've never had one, but we're about to have one. This is the TPH St. Louis Soccer Academy, coming soon to the soccer park.
It's for the player, the extreme player that's looking to become a master of the ball and hit the highest pinnacle in the game. Great job, we'll get a drink.
So instead of kids going to a regular school, they come to the academy for their studies, but also train for soccer during the day. These kids are locked in on their passion early.
The training, they have very good coaches here, so they can offer high-level, intense practices to develop the skills for everywhere else.
There are about 10 select soccer organizations in the area, and TPC wants to unite them all at their school, which will officially open next fall.
We are a huge soccer city. We have so many great clubs. So, honestly, being able to bring it all together and have them be able to train together, the top level MLS Next players from Scott Gallagher can be training with the Lou Fuse MLS Next players every day, 4 days a week. It's pretty impressive. It's only going to make them better.
We're looking for the players and the students that have a very strong passion for soccer and love soccer, and they're sitting at recess playing other sports wishing they were playing soccer.
It may not work in other cities, but listen to some of these mindsets of kids.
Practice makes perfect, so the more you get on the ball, the better you are on the ball.
Our goal is to make each individual player better so that we can make all of our teams and all of the clubs better and have these kids enjoy what they're doing, because at the end of the day, they're all cut from the same cloth. It's a unique kid, and I think that'll be really something special for our soccer community.
So these academies are really popular all over Europe, and that's why Europe is always better than the United States. So if you get that motivated kid, yeah, this could really be big.
What are we going to do about the Blues? There were such high expectations going into the season. They don't look like they can beat anybody, even though they did have that win the other night.
Yeah, Mike, when you have a potential Hall of Fame general manager, a coach with an unbelievable winning percentage, and all this young talent, nobody thought this was coming. I don't know what they can do. I really don't.
It is a mystery. Frank, thanks. Well, a bird bargain, the Thanksgiving turkey deal that could gobble up less of your holiday budget. Thanksgiving turkey prices are up nationwide, but one local supermarket is promising the lowest price in 15 years. Schnucks began offering the special holiday price of its store brand frozen turkeys today. Customers are limited to one turkey with a $25 purchase. Comedian Greg Warren is back home in St. Louis this week. He's performing his Impulse Bus Comedy Tour at the Funny Bone in St. Charles. The shows run tomorrow through Thursday. Warren also recently sat down with me for my podcast, and there you have it. And we talked about breaking into the stand-up world and his friendships with big-name comics like Nate Bargatze and fellow Kirkwood High School alum Nikki Glazer.
And I will never be the most famous comedian from my high school.
Because of Nikki.
Because of Nikki. Yeah. I will never be the most successful comedian from my, not St. Louis, my high school.
You can watch my entire interview with Greg Warren coming up right after this newscast on the 5+ streaming app. Watch for free on Roku, Apple, Fire, Samsung, or LG TV. Nikki, by the way, is hosting Saturday Night Live. Nikki Glazer, Saturday Night Live on Channel 5 this Saturday.
Yeah, that's going to be fun, too.
Yeah.
All right, colder weather's coming in for the weekend. By the time we get to Sunday, temperatures only around 40 for the afternoon highs.
And there you have it, 5 on your side at 10. We're always streaming on 5+. Start your day with Today in St. Louis beginning at 5 a.m. and have a great tomorrow. Be safe.